Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm so excited to share with you guys this fabulous fall card because, after all, it is officially fall now. Last week we had some crazy warm weather, but it's a little bit cooler this week. And so I guess it's time to really start thinking about fall and harvest and everything. So I'm going to share with you guys this fabulous card. I used this for one of my club cards this month, and I love it because technically this design you can use for any occasion all year long. You could use shades of pink and red and do hearts all over and do a fabulous Valentine's Day card. You could do any color whatsoever and do flowers all over, and then do birthday, thinking of you. You could still keep a thinking of you card. You could do reds and greens and stamp like holly berries or something like that all over it, Santa hats, and do a Christmas card. Yeah, there's so many fabulous ways that you can use this same card concept and do any card throughout the year. So I'm going to show you how I did it for fall. I used crushed curry, pumpkin pie, and Cajun craze, and I used my blending brushes. So if you have blending brushes and haven't got them out and used them, then here's a little tutorial on it. Hopefully you get a little bit more comfortable, get some tips and tricks, and try it out yourself. So they're super fun, super easy to use, and there's really only one rule, and that rule is never start with your brush down on your project. Always start off of your project onto scrap paper and then slide in, okay? That's the only rule, the only one. And even if you did do that and missed that rule, it's okay. Either flip it over, get a new piece of paper, or just make it look really dark and add more color. That's all you gotta do. So I'm just going to lightly, like in a circular motion, like, let me try to hold this a little bit sideways, just like kind of like lightly swizzle around, like nothing major, like pressing or, I don't know, like nothing major, just like a light little brush over the ink pad. And then again, my rule, start off of your project and slide on. So I'm going to start here and slide over onto it. So you see, I'm just kind of going a little bit in a circular motion. I like, some people put their finger like on the brush, and like you can see the brush is kind of like, it gives a little. I, for some reason, tend to stay off of that. I don't know, maybe I should go on it. Maybe it would go darker. I don't know. I'm like I tend to press really hard, so I try to be gentle whenever I need to be. The other thing is you're going to take your yellow about halfway down. And I know you're probably like looking at it and thinking like halfway down, it's just on the bottom. Well, we'll flip it over, but you want to go halfway down so that we have that perfect blending look. So again, start off the project and slide on. I also really like this like dark edge, so I tend to kind of like go back through and pull the ink in those directions to get that like dark edge look. I feel like right there it needs a little bit more. After you've gone like over it like at least twice before going back to the ink pad, then you can kind of work in a certain area, like, oh, I think it needs a little there. Oh, I think it needs a little there. But definitely don't do that with your first initial inking. You always want to start off your project. And the reason why I say that is you don't want this on your project. Okay, so we're done with crushed curry. Now we're going to move over to pumpkin pie. Again, light little brush over the ink pad, and then we're going to kind of start in the middle, but go up into that yellow and back down about 3/4 of the way so that it goes into our Cajun craze. So start it off and going side to side. And now I'm going to go up into that yellow a little bit more. I don't even know what happened there. But the other thing is we're stamping leaves over the top of it. If I stamp a leaf over the top of it, I don't think you'll notice. So I'm going to start on this side to get a little bit darker over on the other side. And we still need to come down a ways. So I don't know, I think I'm going to stop there, even though I feel like it's really dark over here and not so much over there. We can fix that a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit more just because I can't help myself. But also just know that, like, I find that the more I, like, try to make it look a certain way, the more I overdo it. So it's okay. Each one's going to look a little bit different. Now we're going to go to our Cajun Craze, and we're going to do that same thing. So just brush it over the ink pad, or I sometimes, like, I don't always just brush on the ink pad. I kind of just swipe, only because it moves around on me for the most part. Okay, again, start off of our project and go over the top. And go up into that orange. Like, see how right now, like, I almost feel like there's, like, that distinct line. So we definitely want to make sure that we're going up into... Okay, so I picked up way too much ink. Wowza, we have like a tornado looking thing there. That was not supposed to happen, but yeah. I have zero words for that. I don't know what happened there. I like picked up way too much on like the edge, or like maybe I was always picking up there but not using it. It'll be fine, and I'm going to prove that to you as we go through this, I think. We'll see. This is what it's supposed to look like, and you can see there's like a weirdness here, and it looks like lighter up here, but like it's fine. It still looks fabulous. We're going to add some ribbon to it and everything. It'll be great. So yeah, just disregard that and know that if you do that as well, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. It takes some finesse. You randomly have crazy stuff happen, and we're going to stamp over the top of it, and it's going to look so much better, okay? So I'm using the Thinking of You. I'm going to move that out of the way. My Thinking of You is from the Go-To Greetings. Love this stamp set. I love the fonts. I love the different sizes, and it's got like a greeting for everything. So yeah, add this to your wish list if you don't already have it in your collection. Go-To Greetings. So I'm using Thinking of You, and I'm stamping that on the yellow bottom side, and this like just fits. Okay. Then I'm taking leaves, and my leaves, there's leaves in so many stamp sets, so you can really pick whatever stamp set you want that has a fabulous leaf in it. I had 5 different ones that I could have picked, and I went with the Celebrate Sunflowers. So I'm using these 2 leaves from the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. So I'm going to start with my big leaf, because I always feel like you need to start big and then fill in with the little ones. So we're going to stamp one there, and we're going to stamp another one. I think I'm just going to go right over top of that mess right there. Look, now it's already starting to like fade out and not look so distinct. And now I'm going to fill in with these little ones. Oh, I definitely need to go over this spot down here. Look, boom, it's gone. Right there. And then I'm going to kind of do just like a single one up top here and a single there, and maybe pop in a little one right there. Kind of feel like I need one here. That's probably like too many in that area, but like look how it already just looks like so much better having those leaves on top of it. And then next we're just going to add some black baker's twine, and I went around my card twice. Whoops, I don't want to end up in the back. I want to end up in the front. And with baker's twine being as thin as it is, I like to tie it into a double knot so that then I can tie my bow. It's really hard to tie a bow after or before you have a double knot, because then you're like trying to hold it tight, trying to hold it in place. Nope, I like to tie it into a double knot and then tie my bow. And with baker's twine being so thin, like some things, like with ribbons, you like if you tied it into a double knot and then tied a bow, you would have like a chunky knot that would never go through the mail. Baker's twine is thin enough that I feel like I can do the double knot and do a bow and not have to worry about that. Okay. And then I'm going to trim a little bit off on the tails. And scooch it up and down to place it exactly how I want it. Super fabulous. So it's a little bit darker, but it's still amazing looking. And then now I'm just going to layer this onto, oh, I actually did my ribbon first instead of layering it onto the black first. Because of that, I am going to put it on with some tear and tape. Let me grab some tear and tape. Okay. I just like to use tear and tape whenever I'm wanting to make sure something's super secure. And when I'm dealing with ribbon, I feel like tear and tape is the best thing for that secure look. It just holds nice and tight. And with ribbon kind of being bulky, then I like to use that. You could also do this layer with dimensionals and then the other layer flat. That's also another option to help with the smoothness of the ribbon. Okay. So there we have our fabulous piece. I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of it. And then we'll add it to our card front. And yes, I am an overuser on dimensionals. Where is the craziest place that you have found these dimensional backs? I have found them everywhere. I found them in my clothes whenever I'm taking my clothes off at the end of the day. I found them in my car on the floorboard. I have found them everywhere. Okay, so then I just have a regular, my card base is just a regular thick basic white card base. So I'm folding that in half. And then I wanted to use a little bit of black and white paper. And again, this is where it's awesome because black and white goes with everything and every occasion and matches everything. So I have two different pieces. This is from the Perfectly Penciled Designer Series paper. You guys know how much I love flowers. So I have a lot of this paper on hand. And it's the fabulous floral print on one side with stripes and dots and things like that on the other side. So super, super versatile. But I have a big piece that I'm going to put on the inside of the card. And then I just have a little piece that's going to go on the front of my card. And I angled these. Sometimes I like to be a little crooked. Whenever I ask my husband what he thinks about a card that is crooked like that, he's always like, it looks crooked. And I'm like, I know, it's supposed to. And he's like, it doesn't look like it should be like that. But sometimes I like to be a little crooked. So we're just going to add this a little crooked. And then this can either like match that. It can go like that. It can go straight up and down. You can kind of like angle this however you wish. So I'm going to go like a little bit lower and just a little different angle. Just toss it down and see what happens. Super fabulous. And then I'm just going to finish this off with a little bit of bling because why not? And like I love fall and all. Actually, I don't. I don't love fall. I'm okay with it. mostly because I know that that means winter is coming and I hate winter. So I tolerate fall. I hate winter. But I want to add a little bit of shine and fabulousness. So we're just going to add a few of these beautiful pearls just to add a little extra shine. And then I'm going to add adhesive to this final strip for the inside just to make the card coordinate a little bit and match the front and to give the inside a little bit of foof. But look how fabulous that is. And like I said, change up the colors. Make it be something else. Make it be, you know, your favorite color or the card recipient's favorite color. Shades of purple, shades of pink. Pink and purple are my favorite, as well as Claire's. Make it shades of blue and make it a little bit more like masculine with like some water images in there, like some fishies or something like that. But yeah, there's so many ways that you could do the same card with different colors and different images stamped in black, and it would still be super fabulous. And we have our little, you know, Northern Lights swag. You know what? It kind of makes it look like they're blowing. And I like that. So I'm super cool with it. Like I said, here is another one I did. You can see it's much lighter than the one I did on today's card. And then let me bring back in my original. And my original like looks really good compared to these other two. But like everyone's going to be a little bit different. And some of you guys might like one of these better than one of the other ones. So yeah, there's lots of different ways that you can add that. And you'll also notice I lined up my designer paper like even, whereas this one I angled them differently. So lots of different ways. You could even go perfectly straight up and down too, if you prefer the non-crooked angled look like my husband does. So that's always an option too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out some fabulous other Halloween projects that I have and Halloween treats. The free designer series paper of the month for this month is the red and white glimmer paper, because after all, the holidays are around the corner and it's never too early to get started on that. And then don't forget Stampin' Up's promotions with the perfectly partnered dies, as well as World Card Making Day, which is October 1st. So it'll be a fabulous day to make cards, send cards, and just enjoy stamping. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time.